Welcome once again to Science of Everyday Things. Welcome to new members, new subscribers, new viewers. You are free to comment if you have more knowledge about the topics that we indulge in every day. So today, still talking about antibiotic resistance, we are talking about antibiotics in our meat. You might feel that it all comes through the medication that we take, but even the meat that we'll take can be a source of antibiotic resistance, precisely a source of antibiotic resistant bacteria. So many people are surprised to learn that antibiotic resistance is not only linked to hospitals or human medicine, it can also be connected to the food we eat, especially meat from animals such as chickens, cattle, and pigs. To understand this, we first need to look at how antibiotics are used in animal farming. So, firstly, let's talk about why farmers use antibiotics in animals in the first place. So, animals raised for food can get infections just like humans do. Farmers sometimes give antibiotics to animals to treat bacterial infections, to prevent disease outbreaks in crowded farms. In some places, help animals grow faster. While antibiotics help keep animals healthy, frequent use can create a problem. Just like in humans, bacteria living in animals can adapt and become resistant to antibiotics. So, how resistant bacteria can enter the food chain is a question to many. But let's talk about it now. So, when animals carry antibiotic resistant bacteria, those bacteria can sometimes move beyond the farm. So this can happen through several ways, several routes. And the first route that we'll be talking about is that of contaminated meat. So during slaughter and processing, bacteria from animals can contaminate meat products. If meat is poorly handled or undercooked, these bacteria may reach people. So sometimes when you get into a restaurant, you prefer medium rare meat, undercooked meat, given that this exact meat was infected with resistant bacteria. This bacteria will survive and you will eat your meat together with bacteria. So the common bacteria that may be involved include Escherichia coli and Salmonella enterica. So usually Escherichia is called E. coli. So if you have heard of a bacteria that is called E. coli, this is the Escherichia that we are talking about. And S. enterica, this is the Salmonella that we'll be talking about. So some strains of these bacteria have developed resistance to multiple antibiotics. When I say multiple, I mean several. I mean many and not just one. So the second route is the environmental spread. Animal waste containing resistant bacteria can enter soil, water sources, and crops as well. And from there, the bacteria may spread further into the environment. The third route is direct contact. People who work closely with animals, such as farm workers or veterinarians, may also come into contact with resistant bacteria. So, why does this even matter? If resistant bacteria enters the human population, infections may become more difficult to treat. For example, a person could develop a foodborne infection that does not respond well to standard antibiotics, and this will mean a prolonged illness, more expensive treatment regimes, and sometimes hospitalization. This is why scientists often refer to antibiotics and antibiotic resistance as a one health problem, meaning it connects humans, animals, and even the environment. So, what can be done? Reducing the risk does not mean people must stop eating meat, but it does mean improving how antibiotics are used. The important steps include using antibiotics in animals only when it is necessary, improving farm hygiene and vaccination, cooking meat properly, practicing safe food handling. These measures help reduce the spread of resistant bacteria. So, in my closing, antibiotics are one of medicine's most valuable tools, one of the scientists' most valuable discovery. Protecting them requires responsible use not only in hospitals but also in agriculture and food production. The choices made on farms today can influence how effective antibiotics remain for future generations to come. Please do not just keep this video for yourself. Share with family and friends, like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.